After 737 days in captivity, the last living Israeli hostages have been released by Hamas in the biggest step yet towards a lasting peace. Crowds erupted in Tel Aviv as the hostages were freed and started the journey home. These are the first pictures of the young men back in Israel. They're now receiving medical checks and are being reunited with their families. Nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees are also starting to be released in exchange. We begin our coverage tonight with Matthew Doran in Tel Aviv.
Jubilation in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square as news broke that the remaining living hostages were headed back to Israel. Among them, Omri Miran. The 48-year-old's family overjoyed at a long-awaited reunion. A familiar sight unfolding as other families caught the first glimpses of their loved ones. The mother of Matan Zangalka speaking to her son on a video call as she made her way towards him. The war has ended, she says. You're coming home. Israelis who've been waiting 2 years for this moment, watching it unfold in real time. In public spaces and living rooms across the country. The US president touching down in Tel Aviv around the same time that the hostages were released. Donald Trump given the red carpet treatment after telling reporters on the flight over that he's confident the ceasefire will hold.
The war is over. The war is over, okay? You understand that?
The moment that the US president stepped off his plane, this crowd wanted to express their appreciation. They believe this deal is because of him, but they've felt abandoned by their own leadership. The returned hostages are undergoing initial medical checks before being taken to hospital. They'll each receive a note from the Israeli Prime Minister. On behalf of the entire people of Israel, welcome back. It reads, "We've been waiting for you. We embrace you." The relief being felt in Israel follows desperate scenes in Gaza. Much needed aid is moving into the territory, but there's not yet enough to meet demand.
We aren't coming towards danger just because we want to. We're coming so our children can eat.
We just want to go to our homes, to Gaza City.
Those who've already made it to Gaza City are finding there's little left.
We didn't expect it to be this degree. I mean, not one home in the whole street is standing.
Under this first phase of the plan, Israeli forces still control roughly half of Gaza. The next stages will be discussed at a summit in Egypt, being co-chaired by Donald Trump. There's hope that the possibility of longer-term peace may have just become more achievable. Matthew Doran, ABC News, Tel Aviv.
Let's bring in our correspondent Barbara Miller in Jerusalem. Barbara, Donald Trump is off to that summit in Egypt shortly, but he's been visiting Israel's parliament. How has he been received?
Really a rapturous welcome for Donald Trump at the Knesset here behind me. A standing ovation for the US president and for his special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and for his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, because of their involvement in this deal, the 20 living hostages, as you've been reporting now back home. The Speaker of the Knesset said that he was a giant of Jewish history and that the world needed more Trumps. Benjamin Netanyahu told the chamber that he'd never seen anyone move the world so quickly and that everything changed the moment that Donald Trump came to office. But in excerpts we've seen from Donald Trump's speech, Pamela, he has a message which some members of that Knesset won't be too happy to hear, where he says that Israel has achieved all it can through arms and that it is the ultimate prize now is peace. Now, there are some members of the governing coalition who don't want peace and who think actually that the war would be restarted. But if Donald Trump sticks to script, he has a tough message for them before he goes on to that summit in Egypt. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu, we have now heard, will not be going to that summit, citing the Jewish holiday as a reason for not going. But Donald Trump hoping once he gets there, and he's several hours late already, that he can really add to the momentum for the next phase of what's a very ambitious plan for Gaza.